Ждем подключения всех участников во второй прямой эфир. Напоминаю, что второй прямой эфир у нас пройдет с приглашенным гостем. Я немножечко даже переживаю, потому что считаю очень ответственным человеком, и я безумно счастлива, что она согласилась и доверилась мне принять участие в моем концентрате. Это для меня большая честь, и я очень надеюсь, что она расскажет нам много полезной информации про иностранный язык. Хочу сразу сказать, что, скорее всего, сейчас мы с ней будем говорить на английском языке. Все девушки, кто не понимает английский язык или совсем никак не говорит, я надеюсь, что прям таких нет, вы не отключайтесь, пожалуйста, вы можете задавать свои вопросы на русском языке. Давина прекрасно понимает русский язык и сможет вам ответить. Я ее подключаю. Ждем подключения.
Hello.
Good evening, dear. So nice to see you tonight.
Morning. Why did I say morning?
I don't know. Maybe you just woke up, no?
No, I just finished my class.
Okay. First of all, you are looking amazing as usual, and thank you so much for joining us this live tonight. For me, it's a really honor and a great pleasure that you believed in me and you said, yes, I would like to share with you and your people information about how to learn English and how to pass interviews in business aviation. Thank you so much
for having me. Thanks for having me. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Davina. So, just the previous hour we finished talking about English, and most of our girls believe that English is very important in business aviation, and I'm so happy to hear that. Some of the girls do not speak English fluently right now, but they said that if they will ask question in Russian or they would like me to translate something, I will make it. Or as I know you are speaking Russian fluently, and maybe sometimes you can say something in Russian. That would
no
be
problem.
Really amazing. Yeah. So can you please shortly introduce yourself just for our people to understand who are you and why it is important that you are here, please?
I teach girls in business aviation in Sky Academy school. I prepare them for the interviews and also help to brush up on their English skills, and basically I have experience more than 5 years now at the moment preparing students for interviews in customer service, and more than 15 years of experience teaching English as a foreign language. So mainly I used to live in Vilnius, my hometown, Lithuania, and then London, the UK, and Ireland, Cork is my kind of hometown at the moment, but physically now I'm in Denmark.
Oh, cool, amazing. So you are teaching your students online?
Yeah, everything is done online.
That's so easy and so nowadays very important for us. Yeah, and did you live ever in Russia? No?
I've never lived in Russia, no.
How did you know Russian? Tell me, please, because I think that to learn Russian is even harder than to learn English, no?
You see, Vilnius is an international city. We are kind of exposed to Russian and Polish. So, and I am from kind of bilingual, trilingual background, so to say. So so mainly like this, So, and I haven't spoken in Russian for quite a long, but then I actually moved to London, and that was the place where I actually improved my Russian skills a lot.
Oh, really?
A lot of Russian people.
How to improve Russian language in London? Amazing.
you see, I was teaching a lot, you know, like English to them, and yeah, and just a lot of actually a huge Russian-speaking community, and they're very friendly, and all the events, parties, like, you know, Russian community always does some kind of
That's so
balls and so on.
amazing, amazing. So you see, guys, in order to learn language, it's not only about learning grammar or learning it with a teacher. It is about spending time at the events, parties,
Exactly.
to communicate with other people. I do believe that if you are chatting with people all over the world, it is mostly your experience talking, because knowing grammar is one side, but another side is also to speak, because the problem of most of the people who start learning language, that they cannot speak. What can you say about this? Yeah, to practice talking, what should you do to practice talking?
Yeah, like first and foremost thing is not to be afraid. And a lot of Russian speakers, they have this probably from school, you know, our
Yes, exactly.
educational system, you
That's
know,
so
like
true.
you're wrong, you can't make mistakes. Make mistakes. Don't care about your mistakes. Speak. The most important thing is so that people understand you. If they can understand you, it doesn't really matter if it's present perfect or present perfect continuous or past perfect.
For sure.
Just go out there, speak, try, make mistake, be assertive, be persistent. And you see, like this culture of trying to be perfect, that really is not always working.
Oh my God, it's so ours. It's so ours. It's our nationality to be proud and to be perfect. Oh my God, you're so true.
Just don't care. Just, you know, as I always say, I'll give this hint, but it's probably not very perfect, but it always works. Let's say that's how I speak German, for example. A little bit of alcohol and you start speaking all languages.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm not inviting you, you know, I'm not trying to advise that that's a good way. But the thing is, relax in the same way as if you were having a drink with friends and family, when you feel confident and don't feel like you are at the job interview all the time, you know, and just don't care. Okay, I make mistake, I said something wrong, they got me, that's the most important thing. Like kind of have this idea in your mind that you are at the event and you are relaxed and you had a little bit of vino or prosecco or whatever.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And you know, I know some people who start learning English just when they fell in love to the foreigner, for example. One of the reason, very you know, ambitious thing. Then for example, we're not now talking about only English, but for example, I know people who start learning French because they know a lot about wine and they want to be professional in this area, and they're traveling to France a lot just in order to practice French and to speak in different exhibitions where all the people who are sommeliers, they're coming up together somewhere in France, and they have to speak native language because France is the area where the wine starts. So yeah, so there are a lot of motives, for people. My next question is, most of our girls who just start learning a lot about business aviation, first of all, they said that they're afraid of learning English. We discussed it already. And the second thing, you know, they what I wanted to say, they think that they are learning and learning and learning, and they have previous experience of learning, but nothing is happening. Is that true?
Plateau effect.
Yes, plateau effect. That they said, I received such messages like, you know, Diana, I'm learning English for 3 months or 3 years and nothing.
Mhm.
In fact, from my point of view, I do not believe these things, but as you, as a professional, tell us why sometimes people cannot learn English the
Mhm.
way it should be. They cannot understand why I'm learning and nothing is happening.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, it just you don't see the motivation. You're losing motivation, or you are doing it the wrong way. For example, as you've mentioned, it's really handy to have obviously people with whom you speak. For example, yes, I always advise it's good to have kind of person. If it's romantic, it's amazing. Even
Mhm.
if it's not romantic, but go out there, find people with whom you speak, and those people have to be interesting to you. When you're coming to the level that, okay, this grammar, all those exercises, it's boring, you know,
Mhm.
boring, and like just not interesting. They just don't go. Like when you feel that, okay, I can't move completely to different direction. Okay, if you were learning general English, for example, I have this problem with a lot of students because usually I teach either upper intermediate or advanced or
Mhm. Mhm.
proficiency levels, so starting from B2 and going upwards. And usually they're kind of, okay, I can't speak English anyway, like, so it's okay, what do I do next? Then I say, okay, then choose a sphere. For example, if we're talking about business aviation, girls can choose sphere of wines or silver service, or I don't know, like something related to what they like. Or
Yes.
it could be even aviation terms or something
Mhm.
about those planes or whatever, how they produce some engineering stuff.
Mhm.
Or, for example, if they are going to work for somebody who is an owner of an investment company or whatever, go into business, kind of switch to different sphere,
Mhm.
and try to, let's say, watch bloggers. Like YouTube is such space, like for
Mhm.
anything. Instagram, you know, like TikTok probably not. It's more about, you know, funny stuff,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
but you
Uh-huh.
can always read the captions in TikTok as
Mhm.
well.
For
So
sure.
kind of go out there where there is natural language, not
Mhm.
language from the books or something, you know,
Mhm.
that it's not like active, and
Mhm.
try, okay, now I'm gonna try to learn like everything related to wines and all those details. Or for example, food, let's say how
Food is
to
my favorite theme.
yeah, like all those I wouldn't even know half of those words because I honestly, my husband is our chef. Like I'm just, you know, sous chef, but I'm just doing the washing up mostly
Okay.
and cleaning. So basically, no, I'm basically what I'm advising, switch to different sphere and try to find sphere which you're really interested in, or fashion or whatever, and just deepen into that sphere and try to get as much as you can from that sphere, or listen to bloggers that speak about that, what you like, but possibly natives, either British or Australians or Irish, who knows, you might like some Irish as well.
You know what?
And
I've heard some Irish guys talking. I understand totally
nothing.
nothing
Yeah.
because Irish English, it's not English that I was taught in the
No,
university.
no,
No,
no.
no, it's not English.
Like how I learned Irish English, right? Like also very good advice for girls who want to improve, especially speaking and listening skills. I don't know how is it possible in Russia, but there should be companies that based on call centers. I
Mhm.
started working in an Irish call center, and it was
Really?
like first month,
Uh-huh.
especially with my British twist, I went through racism. They called me very bad words like, who are you? Where are you based? Are you somewhere in India or in Africa? Like, believe
Uh-huh.
me, I've heard very bad words about me, but it was fun. Like, I
Hmm.
was getting through.
Yes.
Now I can, for example, say straight away where this person is from, you know, because I
Mhm.
had this experience. Um, Very good, you know, this, like at least even 1 month in English speaking environment, especially if it's call center or something, that would be actually super good. Yeah, I see girls are writing podcasts. Of course, podcasts and
Mhm.
YouTube. Yeah, sure,
Every
sure.
morning, yeah, like drinking coffee and listening to the podcast is a mainstream right now. I think
Yeah.
everybody is doing this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it should be sphere that you're interested in. Do not go to, you know, those mainstream things, because you will, you know, drop off, because you wouldn't like it. It won't be interesting. It should be something that you are very, very interested in, if you know what I mean.
For sure. You know what? Before aviation, I decided to go working at five-star hotels where there were a lot of people from all over the world. And for me, it was the best experience to speak English, because after finishing the university, I understood that if I'm not practicing, my language is dying seriously. Because yes, I remember something, but language is like muscles, you know. When you are not training it, it will die seriously. That's why practice is very important, because when you are listening and listening and listening, it's okay, but better to speak, to speak. That's
And one more thing, reading, guys. I know I hate doing it myself, but reading is actually your way to writing and to speaking.
For sure.
Reading, and it expands vocabulary. Like every morning, just, you know, go online. Okay, it could be New Yorker, Metro, Guardian, whichever website you like. Just go and look through current affairs. But let's say all of them have sections, and you can find fashion or like celebrity life. I know it sounds vain, but 5 minutes, one article, go through that article, see grammar structures, see vocabulary. If you learn every day even 5 words, that's more than enough.
You know? And you know, I know everybody is talking about it, but the thing is just to start making it. You, first of all, will need to have a really great motivation why you are doing this. Why is it important? It should be a shame for you not to know this English, first of all. But the second is that you will be much more professional when you are talking the right way, the right English with people all over the world, no matter what how to say when you pronounce, no matter what pronunciation is yours, right? Because we all are talking differently in English, and it's okay. It's better if people will understand you than your pronunciation as well.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to comment quickly. I seen one remark there by girls, like they're afraid to speak. One life hack: try to speak where there are no people from your country. Because what they're also afraid of, people from their country, because usually they're very judgmental. And when you're talking to foreigners, to people who are native speakers, they're less judgmental than people from your country.
Yeah, that's true.
And you are afraid. So kind of make those little steps. Also, speaking partner is a good way to find. If you are afraid, let's say I'm going to make soon, because now I'm working on this database. I want to create this speaking partner so that girls and boys, whatever, find each other just to chat. And, you know, it doesn't have to be anything, you know, just you call each other even 10-15 minutes about some topic. You just agree, okay, today let's discuss this article, or this movie, or this TV series, or whatever, you know, or I don't know, riots in the US, or coronavirus, or whatever, you know. Just like this topic, 15 minutes, and then you kind of, when you're going to talk about that, you kind of think in Russian or in your mother tongue, I don't know, whatever it is. Okay, I want to speak about that and that. How would I say it in Russian? Okay, I would say this and this. Google Translate, and you kind of have the list of vocabulary ready. If you can't say straight away in English, then translate it from your language, you know? And if that person from another country understands you, it means your translation is working. If that person is stuck, try to explain what you mean, and that's how you will find kind of.
That's so true. Yeah, I understood it when, you know, because I'm working in multinational company, and we have pilots from Italy, Spain, Latvia, London, whatever. And all these English languages are different, seriously. So many accents. And it's really true, when you are talking with people, don't think that if you made a mistake with the grammar or with a word, that someone will look at you and say, what the hell are you talking about? No, they are also, this language is also foreign for them, and they also sometimes do not know how to say it exactly or correctly. That's why the best way is just to talk how you can, and then practice and practice and practice.
Totally communicative approach. Always talk, try to kind of overcome yourself and this fear. And literally, girls, do not care about your mistakes. Mistakes are important at certain point, like, okay, if it's exam or if it's IELTS or whatever, that's different story. If you're going to get ready to the exams, I'll give you different advice, a little bit different. But in general, even I've been marking your YIGE, how you call it, right? This exam in English in Lithuania for more than 10 years, and I was in the panel. And I know exactly, even when you speak during the exam, we can't mark you down if we understand everything what you're saying.
That's so cool. You know, that's amazing. I think that it's very important, because you understood.
Yeah. Even in the writing, when you have your essay or whatever email, we can't write you, like, obviously, when you are, you know, during the learning process and you're preparing for exams or whatever, it's important to write emails correctly and essays. But during the exam itself, if everything is understandable, we will mark you down, but not as much as you are kind of expecting, you know. And yeah, girls are writing depending on the passenger, of course, but any passenger would be okay if they see that you are trying.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true.
Come on, with your charm, you think they'll be looking at your articles or whatever?
And one more important thing, there was a question, it's very scary that you will not understand what your passenger will tell you. The first thing is that nobody will punish you if you will ask again, because more important to ask again and understand than you will not ask and make the wrong thing or make a mistake. So first of all, better to ask. The second thing is that mostly your passengers also can be people whose language is not native language.
Exactly.
They also learn it. So if you are both, sometimes passengers afraid to speak English with you, thinking that you are a professional and native speaker, then you. So do not afraid, ask again. I had some situations with the passengers who are from India and from China. Their English is, oh my God, the worst I've ever heard. Irish is just another world for me, but these languages, I mean Chinese and Indian English, are very difficult for me. And I stood in front of the passenger and asked so many times as I will understand them exactly. Sometimes if I don't understand, they show me with their arms. And it's okay, seriously, it's okay to ask so many times, because better to make exactly what the passengers need than to make a mistake or just not to make it or ignore passengers because you don't understand. It's very important. And as Davina exactly right saying, make your face smiling, put on all your charm, and ask one more time, because maybe you didn't hear what he said. It's okay.
Yeah, it always works.
Yeah, it always work. So I will just quickly see, what do we have any questions? So for now, nothing. Then I will ask you mostly important question, why we invited you here. You said that you have experience of preparing girls into customer service interviews. To be honest, it's exactly our area, because business aviation and being a corporate flight attendant is an exactly person of customer service. Can you please tell us what usually people are waiting from the candidates who are started or want working in business aviation or customer service, and how to prepare for these interviews. For example, if you have a level of English like me, it's the first time.
This is
And yes,
perfect.
and if, for example, you don't have a really nice and fluent English, but you also have to pass this interview. So from both sides, how to pass it.
Yeah, so you see how I usually prepare girls from Sky Academy. We have kind of like 3 blocks, right? Or even 4 if we have more classes. For example, first block would be competency-based questions, where they just have to prepare literally answers. What can you tell me about yourself, your qualities, qualifications, skills, mainly focusing on soft skills. Obviously, a little bit of hard skills, but mainly soft skills. How do you deal with people? Because for them, as you know, personality is more important even than skills, but it depends, obviously. Skills, personality, everything combined. So we kind of, I give them question and they tell me what they prepared, and I kind of made it sounding perfect, correct their grammar, everything, and then they just have to learn it. So then my prepared, like I'm helping them, of course, using their ideas. Then we go over several times this answer. So we drill pronunciation, if there are any problems. Let's say very often girls, course. Yes, I completed a course. It's not course. It's not whatever. Not curse. Curse, it's like проклятие, you know? So we don't want that. So basically, it's a course, or in American English, course, right? And basically, just we learn, if your language is, let's say, not strong and you're kind of afraid, just bloody learn the answers. You know, because more or less they will be the same. Then second part, behavioral questions, right? Tell us about the situation when you went above and beyond in customer service, satisfying your customers' needs, right? Where you need to prepare the situation when you went kind of outside of your possible, you know, what could possibly be done more. Obviously here you can kind of made it a bit sounding better than it really was, you know. You have to sell yourself. Challenge, overcoming conflict, showing initiative at work. Also, you can prepare this story, how you showed initiative, how you dealt with the conflict with your colleague, as well. And kind of, again, the same way, we kind of prepare the answers and go over them. First they read. That's advice for those who lower is lower, right? So I give them time to prepare at home, then I correct, then we go over again, they read several times, and then next class I ask them, and they have to basically, if they can't speak, you know, freely, fluently, they can just learn those answers, you know. And yeah, and then tricky questions. Why have you chosen us? Why do you want to work for us? Why do you want to leave your current job? What didn't you like in your current job, you know? Are you ready to relocate? What salary are you expecting? So basically tricky questions again. And the last part would be questions to the employer. What would you like to ask your employer? And kind of usually I kind of give them what I have prepared, and I ask them to prepare at home, and we see what kind of matching. Then they learn all those questions. And last lesson, we do mock interview. I record on Skype, and they have this recording which they use for future references.
Recording is amazing. It's so challenging, but it's so amazing. I do understand. Yeah. Recording. Something else?
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes.
You know what, Davina, I was just making a list because for me it's also important, and I would say that your preparation is so deep, it is so structural. I think that after this preparation, I don't know how not to be ready for the interview. It's really deep and amazing, and for me some points were really nice. And let's just quickly resume for those who maybe just listen, not write down, or maybe didn't heard something. So first is you prepare the information about your competence and your previous working experience, right?
Yeah. Relevant, so, should be relevant.
Yeah. Relevant, yeah. So this is a big block, this is the first block. Then it is behavioral questions. So situations in which employers can ask you about the situation and how to handle them, the second big block. Then your personality, how to answer the question, tell me about yourself, my favorite question.
Usually they will start with it.
So question about your personality, it is the third block. And tricky questions and questions to the employer. And the fourth thing is recording. That's amazing. I would like to record myself and just to see how I'm acting, how am I behaving, how am I looking, where am I looking, where are my arms during the interview, you know, because sometimes I know that it's very important. And also I think that the interview should be how to say, more live, more like dialogue, right? Not just sitting and scaring and saying, you know, I am a flight attendant watching somewhere, you know. So these tips are also very important. And
confidence,
it's so amazing that you Allah is asking, I didn't understand the first block. Allah, the first block was about your competence or your previous working experience, ваш опыт работы, навыки и знания, что вы вообще из себя представляете, какой у вас опыт работы. Качество, да, входит сюда же.
So I have actually, in my channel, you see, I give some advice more. I have my, not only Instagram, but on YouTube as well, where I started recording those videos, how to do that, so that kind of to give more advice to girls. So so always.
Просто бесплатно информация о том, как готовиться к собеседованию. Это невероятно потрясающе. So, okay, we talked about this, and how do you think, how much time it is usually take to prepare for a good interview for you, from your side, from your experience?
Depends what your level is, you know. Depends.
If, for example, I'm talking fluently, like me, how much time do I need with you to prepare for a good interview?
Like, you know, starting from probably 5 lessons, you know, like starting, and then see how it goes. If you need, like, with your level, I'd say 5 could be enough. Probably keeping in mind that one extra to do is recording, you know, this mock interview.
What about if I can only say something about myself and that's it? I mean, I have less vocabulary, or maybe I know in my mind how to say it, but I cannot. Most of the girls, they understand when people are talking about, but they cannot talk. From this side, how much time you need to prepare person?
You see, because in this instance, you would be preparing at home, writing your answers, and I'll be checking and I will be kind of updating. So it might be even double, depending, you know, if you are, let's say, A2 pre-intermediate, you will just have to prepare much more independently. Like if you want to prepare with me, yes, we can do it, let's say 10 classes, but if you want to do it perfectly, you know, if you you can't learn yourself, you can have those 5 classes as well, keeping in mind that you will do perfectly, you will learn it properly, you know, that's totally fine. It's up to girls, but I would go like B2, C1 levels, like upper intermediate and upwards, like 5 classes. And girls who are lower, I'm not here even talking about elementary. I'm talking about those who speak language, you know,
Yeah.
at least pre-intermediate. I would go for probably around 10, but again, it depends how hard she will work at home herself, how she will prepare. I have some girls who are pre-intermediate, but they do really hard, they work really hard independently. And you know, I'm checking, they're preparing at home, they're learning so much at home, and let's say first lesson I see she can't even say anything, then she prepares, she learns properly by heart what we've done, and she's perfect, you know. She understands what she's talking about. It's not that she's just learning like machine. No, she understands. I explain everything, like why is it like this, why it's better to say this way. But again, you see, my experience is European companies. I know about Europe. I know in Europe everybody's more relaxed, laid back. Americans, Canadians, more laid back, relaxed. Australians as well. But I don't have experience, let's say, with the Russian, you know, clientele. I don't know. As far as I understand from girls, Russians are more strict. They're stricter. They are more demanding. Let's say I know Asians because I teach Chinese, and I've never taught Indians yet, but I know their culture. They're very polite, but they're reserved. They will be more reserved, but still rather friendly. So.
Amazing. So the thing is that I do understand, and I want to tell the girls who are always asking how much time I need to prepare for the interview or how much time I need to learn English. You know, girls, it is the work from both sides. Yes, of course, your English teacher will give you more information that she knows and give you everything. But the thing is that having 1 or 2 lessons a week with the teacher is not enough. Language is the thing that you should learn every day. 20-30 minutes in the morning, then going to bed, brushing your teeth, you know, remember the things. Or for example, I made, you know, it's sorry, I'm here. You know, I made the thing at school when I'm brushing my teeth at night, for example. I started thinking about how my day went through, all my day, what happened to me, and I started thinking about it in English. So I'm not just learning English by reading or by watching movies or so on. I started just even think in English because it was really important. And somehow I started to speak and speak and speak. And you know, my favorite exercise in learning English, and that's why I level up my English very highly. We had a very nice exercise at school. Our English teacher showed us 2 pictures, and they were on one theme, for example, traveling. And she is asking us just one small question: compare and contrast these 2 pictures. And you have to say 10 minutes, you have to speak about these 2 pictures non-stop, about this or that. And
that's exam task in FE, for
exam.
example.
It was, for me, it was such a challenge, but it was so effective. Seriously, I was trying to find all these words that are in my head. And that was really great. So you can find whatever challenges or whatever exercises you want, what you interested in, you know, because as Davina exactly right said, when you stop understanding, or stop, you are learning and nothing is happening, change it into the theme that you are interested in. You can find whatever you want now in our nowadays 21st century. Oh my God, you can find everything. YouTube channels, all of them are very free for you to learn English and to understand. You have a lot of social media. Just chat with people, find them, ask them to be your chat friend, start to communicate, not even speak. If you're afraid speaking, chat. Just type and type, and
Yeah.
you will practice your, everyday life vocabulary. So what did you do through this day, or whatever? You can talk about everything. If, for example, you want to learn about aviation, okay, find some very nice pilots from all over the world, start communicating with them. It's amazing.
Yes, why not? Especially all the single ladies,
pilots have problems with private life, so they want to chat with a very nice girls. Even if you are from Russia, it's amazing. Seriously, try to practice and find it.
Girls are saying something, sorry for interrupting, that they can't hear. Is it?
Yeah.
I
Ребят,
can
скажите,
hear you
пожалуйста,
perfectly.
нас не слышно или что? Потому что есть те, кто не слышит. Просто если вам не слышно, вы можете перезайти. У меня просто был входящий звонок на телефон, и, возможно, что-то сбилось. Ребят, как слышно?
All good. Yeah, all good.
Ну, в общем, если вы не слышите, то перезайдите. Да, попробуйте. Я переживала. So, Davina, I like talking with you, and I can talk a lot, but let's talk about our theme.
That's okay.
About business aviation. So, as I know, you are working as a English teacher with the online school Sky Academy, right? And
Yes.
Mostly girls from this school are coming to you asking to help them to learn English. So, can you please tell me if, for example, a girl came to you and she afraid that she cannot speak at all, and maybe you could not understand her because we are all Russians mostly, and how you start learning English if you are a native speaker of English and you know a little bit Russian? Are there any non-comfortable maybe situation, or you make it very easy for people who don't know English, and you help them to understand you, and you're starting with the process of speaking, or how it usually happens if, for example, you have no experience in learning English, or you had it at school and it was very bad?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You see, I know Russian very well, and yeah, so maybe I can't express myself perfectly. Just said, like, sometimes some topics I can't speak, but obviously I understand pretty much 99%. But the thing is, you see my Irish accent, but yeah, sometimes if I switch on to Irishness, just say, hey, tone it down, come back to Britishness, come back to us, we can't get you. The thing is, you see, yeah, always English only, straight away. If I see that she's struggling, then obviously I'll try to explain her. But that's what I've noticed with Russian girls. For example, I teach Chinese and I don't know Chinese at all. It's only English, even with beginners, with little babies, like, basically. And what I want to say, like, English only, it might be stress, but then if I see she's not recovering, then I try explaining in Russian, help her, to kind of build the structure. But usually all my girls start speaking. Like, if it's not first lesson, second, third, they feel comfortable. I make this comfortable atmosphere, and they understand that I'm not judging. I'm here to help.
That's very important. Yeah, to feel really that you are supporting, you are teaching, you are not, like, judging and saying why you are so stupid.
Yeah, in reality, like, people are like this, and natives are like this, especially natives from such countries where they were multicultural, let's say like Britain or Ireland. Natives are always helpful, and they understand, like, but I have to be honest, I hear natives saying, like, so many times, I can't understand what they are saying, this accent is horrible. Yes, but if natives work with different kind of accents from all over the world, they kind of at least try, but sometimes, this painful face I say. Like they do it, but it's not something that they do on purpose. They just try to understand. Just don't get offended by painful face. It just, no, it just, you see, we want to be perfect. That's our problem, and we kind of have to stop wanting to be perfect, especially in the language. Try to be how you can.
For sure.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Practice, 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 and at some point there will be breakthrough, for sure. Like I see girls who literally don't understand, and then they start understanding me. But another thing, homework. If I set some homework, obviously I expect next lesson that it's done and we can kind of go further and further. But sometimes, yeah, I see laziness, or sometimes, for example, no time because of flights or because of like little kid or whatever. I understand it all. It's better not to miss classes, but to come to the class, not to cancel, because we'd rather repeat what we've done already so that it keeps always going than miss the class, then miss it again, then miss it again. Like it's better kind of keep going, even though you're not ready with homework.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. The thing is to keep going, even if something goes wrong. Just, I think is that very important is to be honest with your teacher. If you do not understand something, tell her. If something goes wrong and you cannot tell her, it should be like, friendship between you, chemistry. Because if it's not, then why you are making it for, for what? For 5, or for whom you are making this? You're making it first of all for you, for your professionalism. And to be a professional means that you are honest with your teacher and you are together improving and learning English. Seriously.
Thank you for beautiful comments. I see there my students.
Yeah, I think that all our listeners who are here with us tonight are really surprised and amazed of you. And moreover, I want to say to all of our listeners that Davina is an amazing English teacher, and if you liked her and if you are interested in improving your English, we are more than will be happy if you will learn English with her. We will leave your contact and Instagram account for our listeners. If someone would like to learn English with Davina, you are more than welcome. And just one last question to you. It will be very quick, and because still everybody is asking this question. Of course, we understand that learning English is very individual, but what is the average time to learn English? For example, if you know nothing and just to speak and to prepare yourself for the interview. What is the average time to learn English with you, for example?
Well, you see, okay. I would say for the breakthrough, like from 0, I would still go for 6 months. If it's like 0, from 0. If it is kind of like not bad level already, I would go for 3 months. But obviously, if it's like very good level and you just want to top up, it might be a month. But if you're a complete beginner, okay, 3 months possible to have this breakthrough, but it's not possible just to go to the interview and speak okay, you can be prepared for the interview. Yes, it's possible. You will learn everything, you'll go. But the problem is, it would be hard to start working straight away. You would have even more kind of fears. For the breakthrough, as I say, 3 months. If you really work hard, if you work every day, if it's like 2 hours a day or at least an hour and a half, if it's like 15 minutes of revision, what you've learned every day, if you dive into language, if you communicate constantly with people all around the world, not only people from your kind of country, try to speak more so that you can hear different, because kind of when you speak the language of that person, you kind of can predict more or less what the person is saying. And especially when you're using certain structures and idioms, you kind of know that idiom. That's why you understand. And that's why I always say, girls, it's good for me that I know both languages, and I know, like, I understand what you want to say, but natives won't understand you because this structure is put differently. You should say it differently.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't want, to say, yeah, a month, sure. I wouldn't be lying. A month, it's probably not enough. Yes, a month, it's enough if it's very, very intensive course, just to, from 0 to level 1. Yeah, you can. But it should be really, really hard work. If you want to be a really confident speaker, I would say good work with good investment of time. Independent work, I would say 3 months will be breakthrough, and 6 months, it's really, really possible. It's possible. But again, if you go to live straight away in an English-speaking country, it would be obviously faster. If your boyfriend is an English speaker, or even a foreigner, but you just need to speak in English, of course it will be faster because you have no other way out. But I know how Russian ladies and all post Soviet Union ladies, what they do, they just find friends from our countries, and they all become friends, and they don't need to be friends with other people, So don't do it.
Well, it's all personal. That's why it's just an option, just to communicate and to start speaking more quickly. That's
totally. Culture. Try to understand the culture. Let's say watch videos, listen. I know how everybody watches like dubbed movies in Russia. At least watch with English subtitles. Turn off Russian subtitles. No dubbed movies. No. Listen to the songs. Read the lyrics and try to understand, try to hear that lyrics, but you have to know the lyrics first. Because usually when you hear the song, okay, whatever, but when you read lyrics and then you try to listen, probably it's better training for I'm talking here for lower levels, not high levels. Any possibilities, radio, podcasts, anything possible, dive in at least 2 hours daily. In 3 months, you will have breakthrough. If not 2 hours, an hour daily and a bit slower, 6 months. Like more or less.
Yes, and of course, everything is individual, but in average, yeah. Oh, thank you so much that you're answering this question, because it's a usual question and everybody wants to understand how quickly they can learn. But girls, it depends on you 100%, because Davina will give you everything, but your work is your work and it's mostly of you. Okay, maybe some of our listeners have questions to Davina, because our life is coming to the end. It was so quickly. Davina, how that happened? We're talking with you an hour already.
That's how our lessons will fly.
So I think that lessons with Davina are like, what? I already speak English after an hour. Oh my God, I think that's what will happen with you girls if you will start learning English with her. Maybe some question, girls, and I think that we will finish. Davina, how is the situation in your country now due to this coronavirus?
In Denmark, everything is lifted. So phrase to lift lockdown, not other words. To lift lockdown is lifted. It's cancelled. Yeah. We've been living normally for almost a month already. Yeah, everything is fine. In Ireland, it's still a bit stricter, not as good. And I know UK kind of in the worst situation in the world now, along with the US. But So
okay, so we too. We also start be more open. And the quarantine is over. Now we can go to the parks and start living normal life. We hope that soon the cafes and other things will be opened.
And definitely all rich guys will, because I teach them rich guys in London, Russian guys, and I know what every one of them is talking about. If they could, they would fly would have flown yesterday. You know, so basically
Yes.
the thing is, yeah, everybody, if they can afford, they're definitely going to search for this opportunity, and they're definitely going to rent, you know, aircraft, and to try to hire people. So I guess now it's probably business aviation will be booming at some point.
Yeah, we are waiting for it. That's why I'm making this marathon, in order to say, girls, the business aviation, the private aviation, sooner or later will boom after this quarantine, because most of our passengers who previously flew with the business class, they will they
Switch to
will take
business
care about
aviation.
their safety, and they will fly private aviation. It's 100% true. Davina, thank you so much for being with me and with our listeners for this hour. You are amazing, and
Oh, thanks.
yes, you
Made my day.
answered. Yes, you answered all our questions very deeply, very interesting, and I hope that our listeners did like it, because I see all these thank yous and hearts, and everything is for you tonight. Okay, so
Oh,
Davina,
my pleasure.
thank you so much. Let's keep in touch. We will give to all our listeners your contacts and your Instagram account. And it was my pleasure to be with you tonight.
My
Thank
pleasure. Thanks for having me. And ladies, believe in yourself, be confident, and you will definitely make it happen.
you. For
Okay,
sure.
thanks
Yeah.
for having me, Diana.
Thank
So it was
you.
pleasure, and your English is
Oh, thank you
amazing.
so much. I'm trying. I'm practicing every time, because I'm working
Yeah,
on a European air company, so I have to. I have
yeah,
to. Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you so much. Have
Okay,
a nice
girls, bye
evening,
bye
and
bye. You too. Bye
bye.
bye bye bye.
Друзья, ну что, очень классный эфир, по-моему, получился с Давиной. Я выйду еще в один эфир все-таки для вас, чтобы мы продолжили немножко сегодня нашу тему, потому что я не хочу переваливать это все на завтрашний день, потому что завтра у нас невероятно крутая тема, это психология стюардесс бизнес-авиации. Я не хочу ее мешать ни с какими другими темами, поэтому в третьем часе мы с вами быстро проговорим 3 мифа о работе стюардесс и бизнес-авиации, какие они еще остались, и мы с вами, я постараюсь еще ответить на какие-либо ваши вопросы, которые они у вас, если еще остались. И все, долго вас задерживать не буду. Я благодарю всех, кто был сегодня в прямом эфире. Надеюсь, вам было полезно слышать эту речь прямо в прямом эфире и задавать ваши вопросы. Приоритет тех, кто смотрит прямые эфиры, это задавать вопросы, на которые мы отвечаем прямо в прямом эфире. И это очень классно. Я рада, что вам понравилось. Вижу ваши сердечки. Спасибо вам огромное. И я выхожу в третий прямой эфир, чтобы продолжить с вами тему развеивания мифов о работе стюардесс и бизнес-авиации. Поехали в третий эфир.